Let's talk Game of Thrones, man. Let's just get into it.
Let's get into it.
Let's
All
just
right,
get into
so
it.
here it is. Spoiler alert. Time to mute the stream.
Game of. Spoilers
have been announced. All right, so it's time to set yourself up for that. If you are watching this on YouTube after, then timestamps will probably help you.
Yep.
If not, then Godspeed.
If you haven't watched Season 8, Episode 2 yet,
You're almost a week. You're almost a week after every single time, so it probably shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
But we're just letting you know anyway.
We're letting you know.
So where are we?
I'm gonna start it off like we started off last week. Adam.
I already know how you like it.
Yeah. What did you rate it out of 10? Before you get into the reasons before it, from 1 to 10, what do you rate this episode?
So last week I gave it a 5.
I think you went to a 6.
But I stepped it up to a 6 because I felt bad.
I went up to a 7, even though I was down to a 6 at one point.
Yes.
Where are you at on this one?
I'm giving this one.
Damn, you're thinking a long time for this.
Well, I'm stuck between. I'm trying to also remember the episode because it has been a few days since I've obviously seen it now. So, I'm going to say that this one was an 8.
I like that.
Somewhere between. I'm stuck between 7.5 and an 8.
I'm going 9.5.
Wow,
that high.
So this season's not getting much better for you.
Oh no, we're going to 10 next episode. We're going to be at a full blown 10.
That's kind of like you've predetermined 10.
Yes, pretty much. And if it's anything less than that, I'm going to be very, very salty. I'm going 9.5 out of 10 on this episode.
All right.
I absolutely love this episode. I thought this episode is what we should have gotten on episode 1. It was basically a reunion 2.0, but a little bit more in depth with the characters. Instead of the first initial reaction, now we get to see again, actually have a conversation. You know,
went from everyone showing up and everyone saying hi to everyone having gotten past the highs, and now we have time to talk.
I actually think that this is definitely top 10. I'd say this is probably top 7 episodes of all time in Game of Thrones.
That is oddly specific.
Yeah, because I don't really want to say 5 because there are some really fucking fire episodes.
So that means it's somewhere between 5 and 7.
Yes, between there. And I actually wanted to get in a fight with somebody on Twitter because I said that I tweeted out afterwards. I said, Game of Thrones is fucking fire, right?
I saw that
And
tweet.
then somebody said this episode sucked dick or it was horrible or fucking whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I knew at that point that guy's a filthy casual, right? He's a filthy casual that doesn't understand character development, does not understand what good television is. If the
character development doesn't happen with a sword, he's not interested.
Exactly. And so we just, instead of me getting angry and spitting out some shit, I basically just called him a moron and moved on with my life. This episode was great. All the way from Jaime's character on, him knighting Brienne.
Yeah.
I thought that scene was well done. Kind of choked me up a little bit because it was the first time we've seen Brienne. She had a smile on her face at the end of that sequence that you'd just never seen. You could tell it was so well acted from those two, and with the music that came in,
did very well.
It was just
super well.
It was just amazing. Them sitting around the fire, and there was a bit of comedy in there. Everybody kind of got to say their piece. There was a good song, and
what's his name? The wildling Tormund. Tormund?
Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah, the big fucking
the redhead dude.
Yeah, he's funny, man.
That
I like him.
Dude just shows up. Is the big lady still here?
Yeah.
Goes up the conversation the breastfeeding off a giant's teat for 2 weeks.
Yep.
And that's how I got so strong. And then he's like, I brought my own, and he chugs it, and it's
down.
just
and everybody's looking at him like,
just watching him, and it's just pouring all over him and shit. And he's all doing this for like bravado for Brienne, right?
Yeah.
Just doing this whole show, this pomp and circumstance, because he sees Jaime as like his competition, even though Jaime is not
He's not really the
he's not romantically involved.
No.
He does, like, he cares about Brienne, but he's not romantically involved.
No, but I think Brienne has feelings for Jaime.
Yes.
I think I actually think she's maybe not in love with him, but she really respects him. And, and he's did a lot for her even when they were enemies, so to speak, right?
Yes, yeah.
But that whole thing was great. I was actually a fan of the Arya scene. Honestly, I knew it was coming. I didn't think we were going to see, some side titty from Arya. And some ass.
I know she's 22 in real life, and I know that the character is 18 in the show,
something like that.
But because when you first started watching the show, she was a kid.
Yeah,
it still felt fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was like seeing your sister naked.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
it was like
I didn't really have that feeling. It was more. It was more like I don't know if I needed to see that, but I'll take it.
Like they tried to soften it up by like scarring her up to make you remember that this is somebody who's been through a lot of shit and whatever, and she's older, whatnot, and she might not look old, but she is on the older side now. She's an adult, but it still felt fucking weird.
Yeah, it was different, but I liked it.
I'm not saying it shouldn't happen. It was just awkward.
And I knew it was coming because they really sexualized her a little bit in the first 2 episodes. Like the way she was eye fucking him.
The first episode was like just her.
She was flirting with him.
Yes.
Right? Hardcore.
Yes.
And so I knew it was coming. I still think that those two are going to be on the Iron Throne at the end. And there's a good chance maybe she's pregnant now.
I think pretty much anyone who is romantically involved with anyone else right now a way that's like really happy-go-lucky that everyone's like, oh yeah, they're finally together, dead.
Yeah.
Super dead.
There's a good dead. There's a good chance. There's a good chance. So I mean, I really like that. I just really liked almost everything about this episode. I like Sam giving his father's sword.
That was a great scene.
That was a good scene.
Yep.
It was there was a lot of talking. I get it. I think a lot of this
But a lot of the talking in this episode actually had some good purpose.
It did. Even Arya meeting up with the Hound and having the Hound, and then at the end she was like, you know what, I don't want to be here with you two, and then she goes over and fucks. I just liked everything that was done here. It was just so it was refreshing. Even what's his face there with the little child that came up with the scar on her face, and it reminded her of
reminded him of the girl. Yeah. I can't remember his name.
I always forget that dude's name. But anyway,
he's a great character. I like that character.
I do too.
Yeah.
I thought that was well done. I actually didn't overly hate Dany this episode, although I still wasn't like over the moon about her. But what was nice about this is it was the actual build-up where we know shit is finally gonna go down.
Yeah.
People are gonna die. It was almost like a send-off to each character. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it was nothing but fan service and blah, blah, blah. Listen, we're fans.
How else are they supposed to really wrap this up satisfactory?
I'm okay with a little bit of fan service because I'm a fan of the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that the word fan service I think gets thrown around a little bit too much, almost like sellout gets thrown around.
Yeah.
It's like, listen, man, I'm sorry, you've gotten 2 episodes and nobody's been really fucking killed except for that one little spot where they're rescuing his sister. But beyond that, there hasn't been much killing. But I'm okay with that because we're about to get an entire 82-minute episode of death and all of our characters and then the aftermath of all that. And it was nice that we got those in-depth conversations that I craved so much in the first episode that we didn't get. I am okay with all of that shit, and I think it's going to go down. At the end of the episode, I was like, oh, fuck, come on. It was just, but that's what makes good TV. That's what keeps us wanting more. And I think a lot of it where people are complaining about it being a boring episode is, I think on the back of everybody's mind, there's only 6 episodes. Yes. So they're going, fuck, we need
this to pick up.
But
the thing I'm thinking of more is there's going to be 3 episodes post this fight.
Yes.
That's what I'm interested in.
The aftermath.
Is that there's
King's Landing. That's where we're going next.
There's 3 episodes after that. So, that has me more intrigued than anything. So for me, interesting points, and the weak points in this, almost all the scenes with Dany were weak. Just like the first episode.
Yeah.
It was great to see Sansa and
Dany. Those two.
No.
scene?
What's his name? The guy who saved his sister. Why can't I think of his name right now? His name was Reek for a while, but what's his actual?
Not Tyrion. Sorry, Theon.
Theon.
Yep.
Greyjoy. So,
I forgot about that. That's a great scene.
That was a great scene.
Wow, that was a
Sansa
great
runs
scene.
over, breaks character for in terms of like the Ice Queen act. That drops.
Yep.
For that moment.
Yep, that was
which was
great.
fantastic.
Yep.
And Dany's in the background going, "Why?" Like I feel like Daenerys thinks that nobody likes her.
Yeah. Well, they don't.
But she ignores everyone that actually does like her or treats them poorly.
Yep.
So like it's this weird self-destructive behavior that we're seeing from her, and she's just like you can see the fire, no pun intended, building up her. She's getting angry and angry about everything, and she feels like everyone's.
She's the Mad Queen, man.
And then she finds out about Jon, right? And so now she's like paranoid about are you going to take my throne?
Exactly. Dude, that scene, I actually like that scene because she actually did a good job on that scene for her character arc where he tells her who she is, and she's like, well, how do you know? It's just in a book or whatever. He's like, I just know. And then you could almost see her fall out of love with him because she's in love with the Iron Throne. She's a Targaryen by blood. And
her
so
whole life's goal was to take the throne back. So to get this close, and go through everything that she went through, and then to be blocked by something as serendipitous as the guy that you just rode his dick on all the way north.
Yep.
To fight his war, because you love him, turns out to be the fucking heir to the Iron Throne, and now you've got that sitting in front of you.
You could tell, like I actually think she's going to self-destruct. She's slowly losing it. The way she looked at Sansa during that scene, where she was hugging Theon, where I almost felt like she felt like. She's almost jealous of the love.
That's what I'm saying.
Of other people that she's not receiving herself.
Exactly. She's like, "Well, I'm the queen. Why am I not receiving
exactly? Why are you not crying at the sight of me? Why are you not?" And it's pissing her off.
Yes.
Like it's bugging her.
Yes.
And I love that shit.
Yeah.
That was a great scene.
Yes, that was. A really
I can't believe
scene.
I forgot about. There's so many good scenes.
Well, here's the thing about episode 1 and 2 is they blend together because they're really, in my opinion, they could have blended these two episodes into one episode. And it would have been just as fine. Yeah,
could have done an hour and a half open episode.
Could have cut a couple of scenes.
Yep, for sure.
That really didn't do anything, and it would have been fine.
Yep.
But we got two episodes, so it is what it is, and there you have it. But yeah, I think that's part of the problem is that they're blending together. Those two episodes are so similar that's the case.
So now that we're here, and now that we're at the end of the episode, and we see that the army is out front.
Yes.
Shit's gonna go down.
He's knocking on the door.
What do you think is? Oh, and they had that plan about Bran being out in the open and
dangle him out like a piece of candy.
because if they kill the main guy, they all die.
Yes.
Right. So, do you think the show's going to do a cop out and have it so that the main dude is going to the Ice King or whatever you call him, the Night King or whatever?
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to kill him maybe with Arya's weapon, and then boom, the whole army's just going to go down, or do you think? That's not going to happen, and they're going to try and do that, or it's going to fail, or how do you think this is going to go down? Because I have a theory, and here's my theory. Okay. I feel like the Night King is not actually there. We didn't see him at the end. We saw some of the White Walkers, the generals, the White Walkers,
the guys who can throw spears real good.
Exactly, the strong dudes, right? Yes. And we saw the undead army because there's a difference between the White Walkers and the guys dead that they can raise up. I think this is what happened because we didn't see him or we didn't see the dragon. I think that he's actually flying right now to King's Landing, and I think he's going to show up there. With himself, he's going to fucking rain down hell on King's Landing while Cersei and the Gold Army and shit are there. And he's going to kill a lot of people, and then he's going to raise that dead. And there's going to be a war at King's Landing. I also think that the dead at Winterfell is going to have a hard time getting in. But they mentioned this in the episode where in the crypt, they store all kinds of dead people and so on and so forth.
Well, this was my theory. Was that
I think they're going to raise the dead.
All the Starks are going to get raised
from
yes,
inside.
Because they've been the foreshadowing has been pretty thick with that.
Yeah,
they haven't been like coy about it. That's almost a guarantee because it's all. How many times in the last 2 episodes have you heard "Go to the crypt"? It's the safest place.
I think it's the unsafest place.
Yeah. So the other thing is that the Starks bury their dead, as far as I remember, in full armor and weapons.
They do.
So the question becomes: do the Starks get raised and fight for the Starks, or do the Starks get raised and kill pretty much everyone in the crypt?
I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen. And also on the preview for the next episode, we see Arya running with this crazy scared look on her face.
Yes.
I think she sees her family or somebody within her family as the dead.
How fucked up is it when Eddard Stark, Sean Bean makes
his return? How fucking crazy would that be, bro?
Oh, boy.
Killing all the women and children underneath.
Only Sean Bean could die and then come back to die again as a character in a show.
Only Sean Bean. Only Sean Bean. You know, why not? Tyrion's down underneath there. Is going to be down there.
Yeah.
Because they say, Dany says, listen, I need my guy alive. You're not a warrior. I need you after this war. Bald dude, fucking sneaky bald dude, I keep forgetting his name. The one guy with no dick.
Varys
or no balls.
His name is
or no privates.
Yeah, I think it's
Varys. That's it. Varys. He's down there.
Yeah.
Sam's woman's down there with the baby. I think they're all fucking gonna get it. I think all those people are gonna fucking get it, Tyrion included. I think they're all gonna get it, and then the ones up at the top, are gonna be the ones that are somehow miraculously gonna survive whatever war is left here or get away.
So here's my thing: we didn't see the Night King, but
you think he's there?
I think he's there, and I think he's there because of exactly what Bran said: is that he's coming for Bran. He wants Bran dead.
Yes, I know that.
So Bran is at Winterfell. So unless, I think that he's so honed in on just getting Bran that he's not even.
But I don't think he's stupid.
Well, he might not be stupid, but at the same time, he hasn't gone at any point. Literally, even like the last battle that they had with them, he could have gone from there and fucked off to King's Landing in Game of Thrones time for months.
Yeah.
And did that already and never did. So why he would do it now when they're already at the gates with the rest of the army doesn't make sense to me. So,
I think it does now from a strategic, art of war perspective, because that would be a great way for him to catch the King's Landing off guard as this war is going on here.
Well, it's not that it needs to be caught off guard. They only have one army sitting there.
That's true, but it's 20,000 warriors. It's quite a bit. You never know. I could be completely wrong. I just didn't see him at the end, and I didn't see or hear the dragon.
Yeah, I think the strategic play. Well, see or hear the dragon. I mean,
budget-wise, they may not have.
They could have had a shadow on the ground or something like that. Get by in the shadow on the ground. But I'm not. Yeah, I think the strategic play is what we already discussed. They're going to raise the dead in the crypt, of which there is no small number. Fully armored and everything,
dude. That's gonna be so.
They're getting fought. So they're protecting from the outside, but they're also getting attacked from the inside.
Yep.
So I think that's probably what's going to go down. Who knows why we didn't see the Night King or the dragon? Maybe they are fucking off somewhere else. But we also didn't see much of Daenerys's dragons either.
We also haven't seen the Red Lady yet.
We haven't seen her.
We haven't seen Melisandre.
I don't even know if she's there, where the fuck she is. So, I mean, who the fuck knows? But I think the really interesting thing will be the crypt play. That's going to be the part of the episode I'm looking to. As far as how do I think the battle's going to play out, I think that it's going to be one of those things where almost everyone dies, and then last-ditch effort, they just get them. But it goes one of two ways. It's a last-ditch, barely anyone left, they kill the Night King, the rest of the guys drop. If it doesn't go that way, then I think that halfway through the episode, the Night King falls, and they find out that the rest of the guys didn't drop. and then there's an extended battle, and maybe from that point, I don't fucking know. Maybe, see, I don't know if it. I can see where you're coming from. I'm trying to figure out how Cersei and her army plays in all this.
Yeah.
So we know that her idea is to just do whatever, wait for the scraps, go back and clean up whoever's left. The problem being with that is that if the Night King wins, then the army size doesn't really change all that much because everyone gets raised from the dead.
Yeah.
So the logic there is not particularly sound. So I don't know if it's going to be in a place where somebody gets sent or they get word to and they show up like in that last minute, save the day type scenario.
Yeah.
To give him the last effort to be able to beat the Night King.
Yeah.
She has a change of heart, but the change of heart would have to come from actually probably seeing it and being threatened.
Yeah.
So maybe there is a small force that goes to her and they fight and win that, and then they go, okay, maybe we should go meet up with the rest of them because we're not going to take on an entire army of this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how
Well,
that all plays.
the Mountain and the Hound have got to fight, right?
Exactly.
It's got to happen.
That's probably going to happen
Mountain,
at King's Landing.
But the Mountain is still at King's Landing. The Hound is with everybody else.
So
at some point either King's Landing is going to come to them,
or vice versa. Exactly.
Or they get. What my thing is, I think they get fucking wrecked.
So I just don't know what the catalyst is.
They get wrecked. I think Danny kicks it in this episode. I've been calling it since beginning.
Yeah.
She dies episode 3.
So do they run to King's Landing for the second wave?
Yes, I think they kill a lot. They do a good job, but they have to retreat. They're getting fucked.
Right.
They run to King's Landing, and they have to team up with Cersei and those people.
What if Cersei says no bueno, and then they have to kill Cersei to take the army, and then they have their stand at King's Landing afterwards?
That's very possible. That's very possible.
Because Cersei
either
ain't
one way or another.
Cersei.
The Hound and the motherfucking Mountain.
The Clegane Bowl.
The Clegane Bowl has got to fucking happen.
Has to happen.
So the Mountain has got to dude, if the Mountain dies in episode 3, I will be fucking.
Or the Hound, you mean?
Or the Hound, sorry. Dies in episode 3, I will be.
If there's no Clegane Bowl.
Oh, fuck.
What? That's fan service, but that's fan service I want.
Oh, that needs to happen.
Desperately.
Either that or they do fight. But the Hound is the undead. So when they get to King's Landing, they actually fight regardless, but instead...
I mean, technically at that point, even the Mountain is sort of undead.
Dead.
So it's undead Clegane versus undead Clegane?
Dude, how fucking fire would that be? Can you imagine,
the
dude?
undead Clegane
Can you
Bowl.
imagine if Jon Snow or Daenerys or any of those guys, they die here, then and some of them leave, but they take the dead to King's Landing with the rest of the army that they have left. So now not only are you fighting the fucking White Walkers in the army, but now you're fucking fighting Jon Snow. Now you're fighting the Hound. Now you're fighting, the great warriors that they had. All of those, the army of Dany.
Yes.
You're fighting all of those warriors now, but as the dead. How fucking crazy. The Clegane Bowl dead version. Sign me up for that.
Man, there's so many paths to take to get to. I think we agree at where the end point is. It's just what is the catalyst for that to happen, and there are many options.
I think it all ends. I think all the big fighting ends by the end of episode 4, and then we're gonna have 2 episodes of the aftermath.
Yeah,
some more political things, maybe. A cheeky kill or a backstab towards the end.
Are we doing an M. Night Shyamalan backstab plot twist?
I think so. I think something's going to happen towards the end of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
But I don't believe for a minute that there will be some sort of big epic battle at the last episode to see who's on the Iron Throne. I think that shit is all going to be done by episode 4, and the last 2 episodes is going to be more of the talking, the conniving, some people going off and being
tying up loose,
and then that'll be the show. But I think this episode on Sunday and the next episode for another secondary battle of the aftermath of the battle, that's it. And then Game of Thrones will be coming back to that, Civil War type thing instead of a big epic.
Man.
Pumped. It's all happening. It's all happening this Sunday. 82-minute episode
Yes.
of not. It's the biggest war scene
Yes.
or epic battle of all time.
Yes.
They spent over 3 months doing this battle sequence. 82 minutes of fighting.
It is going to be...
And of deaths of
wild.
characters that you love and hate.
Well, you know what was funny in episode 2 is that Tyrion talked about death so much that I thought that I was waiting for an arrow in the back of his head every time he mentioned death.
You thought somebody was going to get him?
Well, Bronn has the fucking crossbow.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
So when they were sitting at the fire and his back's to the fucking door and they're all drunk and he's talking about how everyone escaped like death a million times, all the people in that room, I was like, oh, he's dead. I was like, this is where the arrow comes right now. Bronn's going to show up and shoot him in the back of the head as he's talking about it.
Is Bronn going to actually, you think Bronn's going to be the one that's going to take him out?
I don't know. But the way that he kept, like, it was Tyrion specifically, just didn't stop talking about it. And I was like, fuck. Are you going to kill him or not?
Damn, man, who's going to kill Tyrion? Is it going to be a White Walker or is it going to be somebody that he knows?
Bronn might show up with the idea that he's going to do it, and then he sees the White Walkers and he goes, fuck.
Or maybe Tyrion is a White Walker by that time and he still shoots him.
It's possible. But either way, I think Bronn's going to show up and end up just fighting like everyone else.
I think so too.
I hope he doesn't die. If there is one character, he's so stubborn.
He's gonna survive, live in a castle, fuck bitches. You know, the last episode, he's gonna be living the good life.
That dude is like
he's a cockroach.
epitome of just
he's
playing
a cockroach.
the game.
Yeah, he's playing the game, bro. He's
Yeah.
sucking the right dicks, licking the right V's
At the right time.
at the right times, and he's talented enough that he
Yeah.
can hold his own.
Yes.
He's smart. You know, he's the dude that shot the motherfucking the dragon.
The dragon, yes.
Like, this guy knows what the fuck is
he
up.
knows what's up. Well, I wonder if that means he'll be the one to shoot the ice dragon.
It's very possible. We'll see. So anyway, let us know in the comment section on this YouTube video, what do you guys think is going to happen? And we'll be sure as fuck to talk about episode 3. That's going to be a doozy of a thing to talk about next week. I'm going to have to literally write down shit.
I'm gonna have to try and just take notes.
There's gonna be so much. I'm gonna probably rewatch the episode. I'll probably watch it once and then again toward later on in the week. But damn.